Oh my God, Jamie and I have got a fantastic week 6 update for you. And yes, we're going to tell you how much weight he lost. Hi everyone, my name is Chris Martin. Welcome to Keto with me. All right, before you hear from Jamie, let me just go over just real quick, the first 5 weeks, just so you know exactly what he's been through. I shouldn't make it sound like it's going to be detail. It's not going to be in that much detail. So the first 5 weeks, the goal was keep him low carb. You wanted to keep him from, going into the keto flu severely. His entire focus those first 5 weeks were to taper the carbs down. That means nothing else keto related. There was no targeting ketones, all that jazz. So, all right. If you watch his previous updates, you'll know that he had quite a few challenges during that first 5 weeks, and that that in week 6 we said we were going to. I kind of said I didn't say, I don't know if I bring the hammer down, but this is going to be his first keto week. So his goals for week 6, which is the reveal he's going to do here in a moment, is he was to have less than or equal to 20 carbs. He was also to target keto macros. That means he had to be, trying to eat as much, at least 75% fat, 5% carbs and 20% protein. Now that's what his targets were. So some days he could do better, some days he might do a little worse, but that's what his targets were. He was also supposed to, eat as much clean as he possibly could. That means, no longer, doing sugar substitutes and, relying on, mostly dirty foods. Not to say that he was doing that a lot before, but that was also part of his goal. He's supposed to do mostly, single ingredient to low ingredient, high fat, and so forth. The other thing that we set in place is because he'd started dabbling in fasting, I said, let's go ahead and make 16-8, 16-8, not 16-8 advanced, your target fasting. Now, if he's got a diving day or something like that, he knows he can eat in the morning and, do whatever he needs to do. There's no reason, he should, force a fast. So those were his targets. Now that you are refreshed on that, let's hear from Jamie to see actually how he did.
Well, I wanted to share my week 6 results. This was my most successful week so far on the journey. I lost a total of 5.6 pounds this week, so that's 27.2 over the course of the 6 weeks. I'm now at 290.8 pounds. I broke the barrier on ketones. I had 2 days with a 1 or better. I completed my first 48-hour fast this week. That was something that wasn't on my goal for the week, but I made it through a 24-hour fast, and I thought I'd try to go until I got to the point where I started feeling hungry, and I was able to make it the full 48 hours. Felt really good during the entire fast, so that worked out real good for me. I maintained the week with an average of 100 on the blood glucose reading. I finally became a Dr. Ba's ratio member with a score of 77. This is the first time I made her ratio. And then I had my semi-annual doctor's visit, had good blood pressure, and this is the first time all my labs came back within the normal ranges. So I got 2 thumbs up from the doctor, and she told me to continue with my diet, and that she wanted to actually see me back in 3 months this time, because she feels like if I continue the way I'm going, she'll be able to adjust all my medications. So that's pretty exciting. So that's all for now. Look forward to sharing with you guys again next week.
Wow. I mean, to me, that was just a phenomenal update. I mean, there were so many awesome things in that week. When I talked to Jamie and we text back and forth, you can just hear it. He is so, just elated with the results that he's got this week. It wasn't just the doc. I mean, he was like, Chris, this is the absolute best doctor's appointment that I've had in years. Hey, you know, I was able to do the 48-hour fast pretty easily. Wow, I mean, that was just, you know, he asked me, I remember him texting me, he goes, do you think I should stretch it out to a 48? And I said, if you want, you know, just see how it goes. Bam, he did that. You know, to have a 100 blood glucose, you know, averaging, that is phenomenal as well. I mean, that just shows you it's moving in the right direction. And his ketones, you know, that's what fasting helps a lot too with, because, you know, when he stressed his body reacted. You know, he's doing the less than, you know, 20 carbs a day and so forth. I mean, but folks, he had a 21.5 carb day. No big deal, that happens. His averages for his, you know, his macros, you know, they're looking right in line with keto. So, also, and I'm gonna look on the sheet here just so I get this right. You heard him mention, hey, I'm finally, you know, doing the Dr. Pa-LOU-Za ratio because, you know, she has an 80 or less. So he was like, woohoo, you know, I'm in that club now. So he was just so, you know, proud about that. So, let me look here too, just make sure I'm not forgetting anything. You know, I know he mentioned, oh, you know, he's averaging good, you know, he had a couple over ones on his ketones. In his fasting, he's doing the 16-8, but he knew he could adjust if he needed to. And he did it, I think he did a 24 during that time period. He did multiple 16-8s, and then he also did, you know, that 48-hour fast. Now, he's not doing what I call advanced fasting, and I think what Dr. Boz and some other folks call advanced, you know, like he still, you know, will add like MCT to his morning. Like if you were really fasting, you would leave that out. So he is just nailing everything. So now, what is in store for him for week 7? Well, he and I are just going, you know, have agreed we're just going to do exactly the same thing we did for week 6, you know, continue it on, and then sometime shortly after that, you'll see that what we'll do is we'll add that little advanced caveat to it, and that will kind of cut that out in the morning, and then, you know, at some other point that, you know, we'll make some adjustments and kind of shoot for OMAD most of the time, if that's what he's comfortable with, right? And then, you know, he's already signed up to do another long fast. You know, my brothers jumped in and, you know, him and I did a 72-hour, but Jamie, you know, did a 48-hour. Well, we're all three starting our fast at the same time for this next week. So Jamie will be riding the first 48 hours with us. So it's a lot easier if you've got, you know, as Dr. Boz says, a tribe with you. I wanted to mention actually 2 more things. You know, one is that, you know, Jamie's right at that, you know, he's going to break another milestone for himself. Remember when we did the week 5 update, he said that, you know, the next milestone was to break that next, you know, what I call the 10s, you know. So he's 290.8 right now, so he's ready to hit the 280s. He's also ready to break the 100 mark on his, you know, blood glucose. So, I mean, like, when I say break it, I mean, like, be under maybe a couple, 3 times for the week. That would be fantastic. The other things that, you know, we're going to see, you know, is an increase in, you know, ketones. You know, so, we'll probably see, you know, continue to see some decent, you know, weight loss. Now, what's the other thing? This other thing is actually absolutely very, very, very exciting. So, Jamie and I are going to Keto Pa-LOU-Za, which is hosted in Louisville, Kentucky this year. And a couple of the keynote speakers, Dr. Boz, Dr. Barry. So we're just like, you know, so excited to go down and see them. You know, I'll be at my goal weight and already probably started exercises, but, you know, I'll definitely be at my goal weight, you know, by then, and already have exercised for a while by then. So I'm just like really excited to just, you know, to think of being that far. Now, when is it? Oh, I should say that. You know, I think it's October 6th, 7th, and 8th. Boy, I have to look, but you can just Google it and find it. But it's 6th, 7th, and 8th. We're going down on the 7th and 8th, you know, just as attendees and walking around and kind of seeing things and just seeing how things, you know, are going. Just, you know, get some of the swag, which is always cool to do, you know, and, you know, obviously, hopefully get like maybe an autograph or a picture with, you know, the doctors and so forth, and meet some of the other people that, you know, I just haven't had time to, like, you know, go and do a lot of research on. There's some, you know, about 5 or 6 other folks too that are going to be there. So if you're interested in going, don't hesitate to check out their website. You know, I don't know if it's exactly KetoPa-LOU-Za.com, but, you know, just make sure you find the one that says Louisville, Kentucky, because there's something else that's got Keto Pa-LOU-Za but spelled a little differently, you know, so you might end up seeing that one first. So look for the right one. All again, very, very, very exciting. We'll be down there Saturday and Sunday of that week. So if you want to come down and meet us too, not that we're anybody important, but it's just come down and see it. This is my first keto event. This is Jamie's first keto event. If you haven't been to any keto event, make it your first keto event. All right, that's it for Jamie's week 6 amazing video. So if you would, please take time and like and subscribe so you can get updates. You want to see if Jamie hits that 280 mark, which I know he's going to. Heck, I think he's probably going to hit the middle of the 280 marks coming. I think he's going to be breaking, higher ketones, soon. I think he's going to, be getting close, to breaking that 100 blood glucose. There's just so many great updates coming. Please like and subscribe so you can get those updates. Also, if you have any comments or questions, don't hesitate to leave them down below. Just remember, folks, nobody's perfect. Be a coach, not a critic, and take care.